What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? My name is NimbleThor, and this will be my last gaming summary video of 2019, so I hope that you'll enjoy this one, and be sure to let me know which of this week's 4 games is your favorite. Now, the games we'll be covering today range from a fantasy RPG-themed Battle Royale game to an old-school Diablo-like dungeon crawler RPG indie game, a very polished merge idle game, and lastly, a 2D side-scrolling tank shooter with single-player and 1 vs 1 and 2 vs 2 multiplayer game modes. So kick back, enjoy the video, and let's get started with today's first game, Frostfall, which is a unique 16-player battle royale set in a fantasy RPG universe, which means staves, boomerangs, and magic in combination with assault rifles. The ability to equip 4 weapons at once in this game and the addition of movement-related weapons like dash, temporary invisibility, and a temporary movement speed increase makes the gameplay feel vastly different from other battle royale games. Best of all though, the game is 100% no pay to win, which means only cosmetics are sold through in-app purchases and there are no advertisements whatsoever. The controls are a bit lacking and the game could use a UI/graphics polish overhaul, all of which can easily be fixed through updates over time though. The game requires online access, it takes up 805 MB of space, it's out on Android and on iOS, and if you have played the likes of Battlelands Royale or even Suba, both of which I covered here on the channel a few weeks ago and a few months ago respectively, but you're looking for something with more of a fantasy or even mobile-like experience, then be sure to take Frostfall for a spin. Today's next game, AnimA Merge, is Septolab's attempt at a merge idle game set in the Cut the Rope franchise, and it might just be the most polished merge idle game made for mobile till date. So the way the game plays is that every 30 seconds we get a new creature from the Cut the Rope franchise, and then once we have 2 of the same ones, we can merge them to create a higher level creature. Deploying these creatures on the playing field earns us gold automatically, which we can spend to buy creatures directly instead of having to wait 30 seconds. Progression in AnimA Merge is fun and it's faster than the average idle game, which I really liked, but we are bombarded with options to watch advertisements for rewards though, which might eventually alienate you from the game unless you don't mind watching advertisements. The game is offline playable, it takes up only 252 MB of space, it's out on Android and on iOS, and if you like merge idle games, this one is definitely worth checking out because of the pleasing art style and the fun core gameplay loop, as long as you don't mind watching an advertisement here and there. Now, moving from idle games that you can play, well, without even turning your phone on, over to the opposite of that, action-packed action games. We've got a game this week called Hills of Steel, which is a 2D side-scrolling action game with both single-player and real-time 1 vs 1 and 2 vs 2 multiplayer game modes. Or at least that is what the game wants us to think of it, because matchmaking takes just a few seconds, so it's very unlikely that we're fighting actual other players in this game, so just keep that in mind. The core gameplay loop is still an enjoyable experience though, and the physics-based combat ensures a bit of randomized fun due to the huge recoil from firing our tank's cannons. Winning matches in Hills of Steel rewards us with stars that are used to instantly unlock loot boxes that gives us tank cards, cosmetics, and gold, which is used to unlock new tanks and level them up, and all of this can be bought instantly through in-app purchases as well, which means the PvP in this game, again, which isn't actually PvP, also isn't competitive, because you can pay to win the game essentially. This monetization system won't really annoy you if you stick to the single player game mode though, but I am missing a friend or guild system for some friendly PvP battles. The game is offline playable, it takes up 144 MB of space, it's available on Android and on iOS, and while I enjoyed the physics-based combat system, which means it's definitely worth considering checking out Hills of Steel, the game does lack some polish and a fairer monetization system. But now for the good stuff though. AnimA is a bit of a hidden gem indie dungeon crawler that plays like an old school RPG and is set in a Diablo-like, dark, gritty, fantasy underground universe. I think a lot of you guys are really gonna love this one. What sets AnimA apart from all the other games out there is its persistent universe, which means once a dungeon has been cleared, monsters don't respawn. There's also no defined classes, which means we can use ranged, melee, and magic weapons at any time, although we do spend attribute points and upgrade our abilities, which naturally makes us proficient in one of those 3 weapon types. Combat itself feels great as well, although there is a lot of running back and forth and kiting enemies involved, especially when when it comes to the awesome boss battles. But if you like that stuff, you're almost guaranteed gonna love this game. There's a ton of loot as well with random attributes, all of which can be upgraded by the way. But best of all, AnimA monetizes through a single $1 in-app purchase to add a few extra inventory spaces, extra character slots, and get a strong bonus weapon. The game's main downside is that the joystick control is a bit too sensitive, at least it was for me, and there's no way to change the sensitivity in the settings. But apart from that, this game is almost perfect. The game is offline playable, it takes up 415 megabytes of space, it's available on Android only for now and should soon release on iOS as well. And if you like old school RPGs, you have to take AnimA for a spin, as it's just a fantastic mobile game and it's my favorite game of the week as well. And that is a wrap. Be sure to leave a like and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed this video and you would like yourself some more mobile gaming goodness. And head down to the comments and over to our mobile gamer Discord server as well. Links in the description box down below to chat with like-minded mobile gamers about the latest and greatest games and trends in the mobile industry. But that is it for now, so thank you very much for watching, and until next time in 2020, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.